Okay, so today we are going to be talking about how to use Adobe Spark. So the first thing we're going to do is find it. So the easiest way to do this is you're just going to put Adobe Spark in Google. It'll pop up right away. And so I believe it goes by Adobe Creative Cloud Express as well. It's the same thing. So if you click on that, it will open up here. So the first thing you're going to do, just make yourself a free account. So I've already made an account, but you guys are going to be going to the sign up function, and it'll just have you choose whatever, however you want to sign in. So there is a option here for teachers or students. I know a lot of schools will have their own accounts that they have available. I don't believe we have one through our college, so you're just going to create yourself a free account. You still don't have to pay anything. But yeah, don't worry about this unless you have like a code or something. So I like to use Google, but you can use whatever you want. So let me go back though, because I already have an account. So I'm just going to go to sign in. And this is also how you're going to sign in once you've created your free account. Okay, sign in. I'm going to use Google. And I think it just automatically knew it was me, which is fine. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like once you are all in the program. So it's going to give you some different suggestions for different projects. Down here it has like a list of things that I worked on in the past couple months. And yeah, there's just a lot here. So don't get overwhelmed. You can definitely explore this and look more into it kind of on your own time. But for today, we're just going to be focusing on the video aspect of it. So the easiest way to do that is you're going to find this little purple plus sign over here. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to go down to video. So that's going to take you to the video creator. So again, you're on the front page, you're going to click on the purple little plus sign, you're going to scroll all the way down to video, and you're going to click on that. As you can see, you can do a bunch of other stuff as well, but we're just going to focus on the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is name our video. So depending on what project you're working on, you can name it whatever. For the first project that we're going to be doing in class, you will be doing your 5 facts about me video. So that's what I'm going to use as kind of an example. So I'm going to do 5 facts about Mary Silky and go to next. And then it's going to give you a bunch of templates to choose from. We are going to go to the make up your own. So you're just going to go to these little arrows. You're going to go to the right arrow, click on that, make up my own, and pick this one. Okay, then it's going to process for a little bit. Sometimes it can take a long time depending on how new or old your computer is. Mine works pretty quickly, but if yours takes a couple minutes, that's okay. And eventually you'll get to this screen. So this is where you're actually going to be creating your video. So what you're going to be doing first is know what assignment you're doing. So have a plan, know what you're going to be creating. So because this is the 5 facts about me video, we're always going to start off with a title page. Honestly, if you're doing any video, you should probably start off with the title page. So we are going to do that first. So there are a bunch of different things you can do to start. I like to start with text first to kind of help me wrap my head around what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to click on this text button. I'm going to type in my titles. So 5 facts about Mary Zulke. I am going to make the text a little bigger here. I can also make it smaller if I want, but bigger works here. And that is going to be my text. And then what I can do is add a little bit more of a visual media to this. So we want to remember that when we're making any sort of visual media, videos especially, that we are layering different aspects of that visual media on top of each other. So rather than just using text, we also want to include images or some sort of interesting background. So I'm going to click on this little plus up here. I can do a video or I could do a photo. If you had a video that you wanted to play in the background, you totally could. I'm going to keep it simple and go with photo. And then what will happen is on the side here, it'll give you some different photo options. So you can upload a photo if you want to do that. You could take a photo. And then the two that are most commonly used, I would say, is probably either finding free photos or Adobe Stock. So both of these are going to give you access to free photos. The Find Free Photos one is going to give you just kind of general internet photos. So some of them are really good quality, some of them are not. And the Adobe Stock photos are more consistently good quality, but they do have a little like watermark on them. They're still free to use, but you're going to have that little watermark. So it just depends what you want to do. Either is totally fine. I like to use the free photos, so I'm going to do that. And then just because this is a title page, I'm going to go with just kind of like a background. So I'm just going to put that in and see kind of what pops up. Okay, so you can see it's giving me a bunch of different things here. Yeah, so I can really choose whatever I want. I'm going to go with this one. That's pretty cool. So that is going to be my background. Again, we're just trying to keep it engaging and interesting as we're watching through. And then to go to the next slide, we're just going to click on this plus down here, and it's just going to create a new slide. So the way that Adobe Spark works is rather than recording just a long video from beginning to end, what it does is it breaks up your video into 30-second slides. So what we're going to do is create the slides first, and then once we're all done, we can go through and we can record narration on top of each slide. So each slide you can record up to 30 seconds of narration. If you wanted to put more than 30 seconds, that's fine, but you would just break it up into two duplicate slides and record 30 seconds on one and 30 seconds on the other. Hopefully that makes sense. For this assignment, you're probably not going to have to do that just because it's just 5 facts about you. You should be able to cover each fact in about 30 seconds. But for future assignments, if you do want to spend more time on one slide, you can easily just duplicate it and then you have more time. So if I wanted to do that here, for example, I would just click on this and duplicate, and it would make a exact replica of the slide that then I can record narration over. But I'm not going to do that for now. Okay, so that's my title page, and then my second slide is where I'm going to go into the video. So I believe for this assignment, after your title page, the first thing you're going to be doing is talking about where your name comes from. So I'm going to do my name, so Mary Teresa Zilke. And then here I would, talk about where I got my name from, and then also make sure to include some sort of visual. So maybe I would put in the background, I could put a picture of like me as a kid. I could just include a just general image from the internet. That's also totally fine. Maybe we'll do, for now, as kind of a placeholder, we can just put an elephant. Actually, you know what? We can make that work. So yeah, so say I want to talk about, I got my name from my grandmother, and so maybe I have some sort of like, I don't know, baby animal thing going on to kind of go along with the theme. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but basically you just want to make sure that you are layering on different amounts of visual media on here. Okay, so that is my title page. I have my introducing my name and talking about my name, and then I'm going to go into my facts. So for the facts, again, we can keep it simple. So fact number 1, I love pizza. Cool. I would choose a more interesting fact than that, but for the purpose of this example, that works. So fact number 1 is I love pizza. So then we're going to include a picture of pizza. So I'm going to go to photo. Right now I have background, but I'm going to replace that with pizza. Okay, and we'll do that one. Cool. Okay, and then I have my fact number 1. So again, you can see it's super simple. It looks pretty good. This is also a time where I could start playing around with my theme as well. So as you see here, it kind of just automatically chose like a font and a theme to go along with it. So if I want to change that around, what I can do is right beside layout, it says theme. You're going to click on that. And then for all these themes, you're just going to choose one that you like. So say I want to do something a little brighter, maybe I do this flare theme. Cool. And so for this one, it gives everything kind of a tinge of whatever the background is. So right now it's pink. I think I can do it like orange. Yep, I could do that. So maybe I don't really want everything to be colored, have like a weird background color. So what I could do is switch over. So this one's bright, but I don't believe it. Yeah, it doesn't color anything in the background. So we're gonna do this one instead. So again, I can kind of change my colors around. Let's do like a light blue is kind of fun. Um, cool. So that's going to be the theme that I choose. You can choose whatever theme that you want, whatever kind of works for you. That's kind of a fun thing to do. Another way you can kind of change things up. You can either do widescreen or square. Widescreen's probably the best for a video, but if you wanted to do something else, you can. And then music. So you can have background music. I recommend it. I think it kind of makes everything kind of flow together pretty well. And if you want it really quiet, you can always adjust the volume over here. And then they have a bunch of really great background music to choose from. So I would just listen to a couple of the things, see what you like, and then once you've added it, just gonna choose that. So Clockwork Escape, I guess, would be my choice. And then I'll just apply it to the rest of the video. Okay. So that is mostly it. That's really how you do this. The one other thing I wanted to show you is in terms of layout, we've been using full screen. There isn't that many options here, but that's what I usually use. But another option, if you want to make it a little bit more dynamic and kind of change things up a little bit, is you can make it slide. And I'm going to use this split screen option. So the cool thing with the split screen is that you can have text on one side and images on the other, rather than having them kind of layered on top of each other. Not that that's better or worse, it's just a way of kind of mixing it up a little bit. So for this one, I'm going to do my text on this side. So I'm going to do fact number 2. That is so big. I have a cat named Emerson. Cool. Okay. So I have that here. As you can see, as I was typing, it kind of automatically made it the font smaller. So that's great. And then on this side, this is where I'm going to add a photo. So I don't have a photo of my cat on hand, but I can probably find a cat that looks like him. Maybe. There's no of my cat. Ooh, I think I can put cat Siamese. There we go. Kind of looks like my cat. Okay, that will be our stand-in photo. So yeah, as you can see, it's just putting it on here. And then yeah, that's how you do it. So that's another way if you want to kind of play around with the different layouts, you can do that as well. Okay, so you are going to make all your slides. So I would use a slide for each of the different sections of the video. And then once you are all done, all the slides are made, the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to record your narration. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your first slide. You're going to click on this record button and you're going to hold it as you're recording. So if you let it go, it will stop recording. So you just need to remember to keep it and don't let go until you're done recording. You can record up to 30 seconds of narration per slide. So as I said before, just keep an eye on the timer. If it's getting more than 30 seconds, it will automatically stop you and it'll probably tell you, hey, we can just make you another slide if you want. So that's always an option. If you need more time, just go to here, go to duplicate, and then you'll have 2 slides that you can then record the narration and it will look the same. We won't even notice in the video that it's 2 different slides because it's just all going to flow together. So that's an option. But for this assignment, you're probably not going to have to worry about that. So you're going to record for each of the different slides. Make sure that you are treating your narration the same way that you would if you were doing like a PowerPoint presentation. Whereas you're not just going to read directly off the slide, but you're going to add additional information and additional detail to what is on the slide. So the narration is to add additional information. The slide itself is going to be pretty simple. Hopefully that makes sense. So for example, in this, let's see, For this one, all I have is my name, but for my narration, I would go and talk about where I got my name from. I would talk about how I'm named after my grandmother, and what that meant to her and my relationship with her, and talk about the detail behind the information. And same thing with my different facts. That I'm not just going to say fact number one, I love pizza, and stop recording. I'm going to make sure that I'm adding additional detail. What type of pizza do I like? Why do I like pizza? How long have I loved pizza? Obviously, this is a weird fact that I wouldn't actually choose, but you get the idea. Okay, so that is it. And then, so once you have all your slides, you have all the narration recorded, then what you're going to do is you're going to watch through the video. So if you click on this, it'll automatically start playing the video with everything kind of combined together. If you find that there's a slide where the narration is a little off or it just doesn't sound right, don't worry about having to remake the entire video. All you have to do is remake that one slide. So that's kind of the nice thing about this is even if there are some technical issues and it doesn't record correctly, you don't need to re-record all of the slides. You would just need to re-record the one that doesn't sound right. So just make a note of what slide you need to re-record that one, watch it again, make sure it looks good, and then you should be all good. I have another video about how to actually upload your videos onto YouTube or onto the assignment, but just in general, once you're done your video, you're ready to go, you're going to click on Share and Publish, and then that will get you started. And then there's another video that kind of talks about what you're going to do after that, but that's where you're going to find that information. If you want to upload it onto YouTube, which is another thing that you can do, you can go to Download. It'll download the video onto your computer, and then you can upload that onto YouTube. So those are your two different options. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful, and I'm looking forward to watching your guys' videos.